If you use this trick that the best Edrag player in the world uses to crush bases, not only will you triple more with Edrags, you will triple without needing your royal champion. In today's video, you're going to see the player who I think is the best Edrag attacker on the planet, and he always starts out his attacks like this, with 2 Edragons and a Rage to clear out a high value target on the base. Now on this base, that's obviously the Town Hall, and look at this value. 2 Edragons and 3 spell space to get rid of a Tesla farm. Town Hall gets a ground bow with it as well. Super minion to clear up a few defenses after. You'll see him do that a few times today. And that right there is insane value. And it's tricks like that which he does in every single attack, which is why he so frequently swags his RC. In fact, in today's video, he's not going to use his RC at all. He may as well just leave it in his village. So as you can tell, on the top side, he's got the Flame Flinger. On the bottom side, he's got the Queen and the King, and their job's just to clear out the air defenses on the funnel so that the Edragons go straight into the core. And look at the core of this base, right? It's really nice for Edragons. Whilst we're in the Warden ability, they're not really taking any damage. Obviously, they are invincible, but look at these chains through the core. Rip this base. The Monolith just gets chained like crazy. The Edragons are in the core. He still hasn't lost an Edragon, so you might think, well, if I do those 2 Edragons straight at the start, 6 Edragons not enough to clear the base. No, he's only just lost his first Edragon. Absolutely insane. One thing I want to point out, look at this Warden. He is bringing the Phoenix with the Warden, because the Warden can die a lot with air attacks, particularly if there's like a Rage Tower with a multi-Inferno. The Warden can take damage. So, Nikita here does bring the Phoenix with the Warden, and I kind of like it. Most people would probably bring an Owl, but I'd recommend trying out the Phoenix, because I think there is some sense to be made in using that. Look at the Troop Bar. Now, you'd think this is the first attack of the video. This is probably the attack where he swags the most. No, he swags like an RC and 3 spells basically in every attack of this video. Now, we're coming on a diamond base, Flame Flinger at the top, but let's focus on this interaction here. Look at this. He understands the chains. Obviously, the Edrags can chain one diagonal, but the big thing that I really liked about that is he knew he didn't have to rage or anything. Just 2 Edragon strikes onto the second building in the chain is enough to take it down, because obviously each Edragon chain does less and less damage. For instance, you know, the first thing it targets will take a lot of damage, but the third or fourth thing that the chain hits doesn't take as much. So you just got to play with this army enough to know when you need to use a rage and when you don't. Now, as you can tell, the Edragons have gone for everything but the Town Hall, but that's fine. We're willing to use a third Edrag here, and I mean, look at this. Look at what this chain's getting. Monolith, Rage Tower, we get rid of one sweeper. And we freeze again to ensure we get another shot. We get rid of the other sweeper. We don't quite get the Town Hall down, but that is fine. We've got the super minion to come in, and that will finish the Town Hall. And I mean, look at this. So I'm going to pause it as he starts his Edrags. So you might be thinking, well, Hooked, he's only got 5 Edrag because he's not going to take out that much of the base. And you're right, but I mean, look at this. We got rid of both sweepers, Monolith, Town Hall, Rage Tower. This Flinger up here, yes, the ground bow will kill it, but it's got rid of an air defense and a scatter. That's all it needs to get. It's just doing its own thing. So really, all the Edrags have to get is like something like this, which really isn't that much, and you're just going to watch the 5 Edrags here. They get that much done quite easily. So, got the Queen on the top side. She'll have the King with her in a minute to funnel that side. We pop the Warden. We'll Rage down the bottom, so we get rid of the Scatter, and in the core, so we get rid of the Eagle. And I mean, there's just not a lot of base after that. The Poison Tower hits. Now, Poison Towers are obviously not great for Edragons. Invis Towers are the best in terms of if you're attacking. But you know what? That's alright. Doesn't really matter when you got most of the base down, whether it's a Poison Tower, Rage Tower, or Invis Tower. As you can tell, 2 Edrags on the bottom have put in work. The Edrags in the core are trying to get rid of the Warden and the CC. They don't have to. We still got our King and Queen together. We freeze. Not even sure if we needed that. Look at that. We've got 4 swag spells, and I'm going to tell you right now, he doesn't use a spell for the rest of the attack. Edragons take out the core CC. We pop our Queen. She gets rid of the Warden. The King gets rid of the RC with the Queen ability, and that is that. And I mean, it's just mind-boggling, but it's really good. Now, not every base you're going to be able to take down the Town Hall with this trick, But that's why we've got the next replay for you. I'm going to show you a time where he doesn't take down the Town Hall with his E-Dragons. He goes for something else instead. Alright, have a look at this base. Town Hall, if you can get that with 2 E-Drags, respect to you. But look at this Eagle, right? This Eagle is pretty free. There's not a lot of air targeting defenses nearby. Now, we're going to use both Baby Drags to funnel in our E-Drags here. I couldn't recommend enough bringing the Baby Drags with this comp. You're going to either use them to funnel your heroes or funnel the E-Drags, both equally as important. Thankfully, we get 1 E-Drag to go to the Eagle, and this base is in so much trouble now. So he's not raging until the E-Drag is going to target. They're not going to shoot the king through the chain. Now it goes for that. Oh my word. That rage timing was so smart. I can't believe it. Now we use a freeze here. Not sure if it was worth it, but because of that freeze, we're going to do more damage to the king and take down that ground bow. So maybe it was worth it. Now you'll notice he hasn't deployed a flame flinger. Because have a look at this base, right? It's pretty well covered for flame flingers. So what's Nikita going to do here? He's just going to switch up to the slammer. Now I assume, and you'll see in the next attack, if he wasn't going to use the slammer, he'd use the blimp. But because this Town Hall is so close to the edge of the base, you don't really need the blimp. Just use the slammer. It will tank the E-Drags. The E-Drags are going to get to the Town Hall anyway. And look at that. Town Hall goes down really quickly. We rage and freeze there. And away we go. Now, we have talked about the pet that we're using on the Warden. We haven't talked about the King. Look at this King. Bringing the Yak with the King. And I assume the reason for that is we don't have any wall breakers in this comp. You need the 8 E-Drags if you're always using 2 for a funnel. You do need the super minions just in case the E-Drags don't take the Town Hall down. And you do need the Baby Drags for funneling. So it doesn't really leave you any troop space, I think, because obviously you need the balloons as well. So no room in this army comp for a super wall breaker. So goes with the Yak, which kind of makes sense anyway because he's using the Phoenix on the Warden. So use the Yak on the King. If you're not beating through walls that often, maybe you could use the Frosty, but I think the Yak's really nice. He's quite tanky as well. Yet again, look at this. We're swagging 3 spells in an RC. Like, this base got absolutely wrecked. Just a really nice little opener, and the initial push from the E-Drags was just so good. But if you've enjoyed these first 3 attacks, you're going to love the next one. So if you look at this base, that Eagle is obviously quite exposed. So we are going to take that down. He decides to use the rage immediately rather than delay like you've seen in the other attacks. Fair enough. Unfortunately, the E-Drags will not go for the Eagle, but that's fine. We've set a beautiful funnel, and the Super Minion's going to do it. But have a look at this. I nearly missed it. We're doing a double E-Drag funnel. I never thought I'd see this. So we're using half of our E-Drags and half of our rage spells already. But look at this. We activate the rage tower, and we get... Oh, my word. How good is that value? Rage Tower activation, the Multi-Inferno, the Warden, and the Defensive King. That's insane. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Hooked, we're down to 4 E-Drags. How much work can 4 E-Drags do? Well, I guess we'll find out right here. So E-Drags, the balloons, and we are going to use the blimp this time because the Town Hall is a little deeper from the angle we're coming from here, and we've only got 4 E-Drags, so better to save the Town Hall than to be sorry. And look at this. He brings 10 balloons in his blimp, and it means because he doesn't find a NATO, he doesn't have to use a rage spell, which is really handy because obviously we've already used all of our rage spells, right? This is the last one here in the core of the base. We're going to keep freezing that monolith, and looking really good so far. Unfortunately, we don't quite take out the rage tower, but alas, the E-Drags have done a great job, and I'm going to pause it here because look at this. He's only just about to deploy his heroes. He hasn't had to deploy his heroes because he funneled both sides of the E-Drags. We did the E-Drag push down the bottom here and up the top, so we didn't need our heroes. So essentially what the heroes are doing in this attack is cleanup. And if there's something heroes are really good at, it's cleaning up the rest of the base when there's no single Infernos, no Monolith, limited defensive heroes, and no defensive CC. That's the big one. And I mean, it's just going to be a cakewalk at this stage. Because we've still got 2 E-Drags up. I mean, we only sent 4. I can't believe this. He sent 4 of them over here like a minute ago, and he still only lost 2 of them. They finally go down here. But, I mean, this base is wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. Now, he only swagged 2 spells this attack. I know, right? I'm as disappointed as you are. This guy's absolutely insane. And that is it for this video. Let me know down in the comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Will you try out Edrags using this strategy of the, I don't even know what to call it, just the Edrag opener with the Rage spell? If you want to see more Edrag content, I'll link it on the left there. Blizzard Edrags, really good against box spaces. I recommend you watch the video and give the army a try. But that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe I'll see you soon.